Hello fellow simmers, it's Samuel Beamon of BLS here and welcome to another Train Simulator Classic video. So today we're just basically doing a couple of scenarios really for the D5054 pack which has recently been released on British Locomotive Studios. If you're interested in getting hold of this pack, I shall link the pack in the description of the video so you can go and download it. So it's available via our website. It's a recent pack, well actually our most recent Reskin Pack that's been released by myself and Steve, and it basically entails, well as it says on the tin, D5054 in its plain green livery from 2003 to the present day. And also there is a bonus reskin of 33111, which is the Swanage Railway Resident Class 33 in BR Blue. And yeah, that just basically comes as extra stock. So today we're going to be driving the two Swanage scenarios that come with the pack. This is based on the 2024 Diesel Gala. Loosely based, it's not exact. I did look at the real timetables of the Gala. I have tried to get it as close as I possibly can, but obviously for those of you who attended the Swanage Gala, you'll know that it was a bit chaotic, shall we say, this year. Lots of things went wrong and lots of things was behind on schedule, and yeah, it didn't really go to plan, let's put it that way. So it may not be exact, but this is the sort of the best I can do really for now. So yeah, so as we can see here, we've got a briefing. It says here, good afternoon driver. We are currently in charge of the 12:39 service to River Frome, calling at Corfe Castle and Norden only. Depart when ready for Corfe. So this is sort of a semi-stopper service. It calls at Corfe Castle and Norden only, and obviously passes through Hurstonholt and Harmon's Cross en route. So without further ado, let's unpause our game. Take a brief look around the reskin. So as you can hear, it has the Ultimate Rat sound mod installed onto the locomotive. I will actually pause it because otherwise we'll end up being delayed. But yeah, so we're going to have a brief look around the reskin. So it has the sound mod installed onto it. So the sound mod requires the UKTS Freeway Pack Diesel pack, which is available for free on the BLS website. And it basically improves the DTG sounds dramatically. It really does. Mine's slightly different to probably most people because I have the AP sound pack installed of the old sort of 24 sound pack by AP, which if you have that and you own it, it will apply the AP sounds to the model instead of the UKTS sounds. But obviously a majority of the people won't have that, so you would have the UKTS sounds. But yeah, so we can see here it says D5054 on the side there, British Railways crew built, which is obviously we reskinned the builder's plate. And we also have the lovely 3D nameplates which were produced by Steve Davies Snud. So the overall reskin and nameplates was done by Steve. The only thing I sort of contributed to was the scenarios and the 2003 reskin, which I helped out with. Apart from that, yeah, pretty much the rest of it was Steve. And yeah, it's fantastic. He's done a fantastic job on it. He really has. So well done, Steve. He's really captured the locomotive well. So the pack comes with 3 livery variants of D5054, as well as no driver variants as well. But yeah, anyway, let's get to actually driving, shall we? So we want to get ourselves down to Norden. So first things first, put our loco brake into full. Turn on our headlights. If we look at the rear of the train, there is 33111. We'll have a little bit more look round of 33111 when we do part 2 of the scenario, as this is basically part 1 of 2. Right, so now we are ready to depart. We can get going for Norden. So, take it away, Class 24. So there's a strict 10 mile an hour as we depart Swanage. This is due to the fact there may be workmen on the line or staff line side, so you've got to be careful and be aware of that. So the requirements for the D5054 pack is basically the DTG Class 24 and the RSC Class 33 pack. There is obviously additional scenario requirements for the scenarios. You get 8 in total. I believe there's 3 for the MC and Bolton Abbey Steam Railway, 2 for the Swanage Railway, 2 for the North York Moors, and 1 for the discontinued Blue Star Simulations East Lancashire Railway. So even though 2 requirements are required for the base pack, obviously you have additional requirements for the scenarios which you will have to look at in the manual. Obviously it's very important to read the manuals to ensure that you have all of the required assets for scenarios. So we're now on 25 limit, so we can open up towards Hurston Holt. It is interesting how it sounds like you're in a tunnel here. I think that's a bit of a fault with the route actually. I'm not quite sure why it has such a, well, horrible reverb effect. It's only along this section though, which is interesting. You'll see as we pass this bridge that it will sort itself out. There we go. Give a toot of the horn as we head towards Hurston, just to make passengers aware that we're coming. Oh, speeding slightly, I should probably slow down. So the route itself is the second valve Swanage Railway, which is available from Steam Sound Supreme. I shall also link that in the description of the video for anyone who's interested and would like to get hold of it. There is a fair few requirements for this route. It's okay. It's all right. It's the only Swanage Railway preserved edition that we have in TS Classic. but I will say that the requirements list for it is relatively heavy, but it's not too bad of a route. There is some inaccuracies, like in areas that I think could be improved, and there is far too much foliage in some places in that, and it does make frame rates incredibly low. But I can't complain really, because it is actually the only Swanage Railway route we have, and you know, you've got to give the guy credit for giving it a go, because it's not easy to build routes in TS by any means. It is actually incredibly hard work. So you've got to give Second Valve credit for making this, and for the job that he's actually done on it. Swanage Railway is one in particular that is quite close to me. I have visited the line many times. One thing I do like about this scenario I've made is obviously we've got a nice heavy load with a dead 33 on the back, so you can really thrash the loco. Obviously this did happen in real life. I did look at the consists and the timetable, so this is as per real life, or should have ran in real life. Whether this particular service ran on the day that this scenario is set on, which I believe is a Sunday or Saturday, I do not know, because obviously, as I said at the beginning of the video, the Swanage 2024 Gala was a little bit hit and miss. There was all sorts going on. Some trains didn't run on schedule, and yeah, it was all over the shop. But nevertheless, they did put on a good show, and everyone who attended the Gala really enjoyed it, so... and that's the main thing, really. Here we are on the approach to Harmon's Cross. Now, there is a slight inaccuracy here. So we are actually heading through the right hand side platform. The speed limit in the right hand side through platform is actually 25 miles an hour in this direction anyway. But in the game it comes up as 10, which is wrong. Having driven the Swanage Railway in March, driven on it in real life, it was actually 25 through this platform. You can do 25 through the through platform. So we're going to be ignoring the 10 mile an hour speed restriction along here for this particular scenario because that isn't technically accurate. But then I can see why he's done it that way, because obviously with AI traffic heading into the second platform at Harmon's Cross, you don't want them speeding through it. You want them going at a nice slow speed as they pull in. So I can see why it's been done like that. So as you can see, we are slowing down towards 20 miles an hour. But I haven't applied any power. This is due to the fact that there's just no need, because it's pretty much all downhill from this section. So from Harmon's Cross to Corfe Castle, pretty much completely downhill. Slight levelling off back there, which is realistic. I will hand it to Second Valve in the means of gradient profiles. He has got it near enough spot on. So yeah, so fair play to him. So once we get to Corfe Castle, we'll be passing the down train to Swanage. So that should be interesting. So as we approach Corfe Castle, there is a 15 mile an hour limit into the platform. So we need to make sure that we are slowing up for that 15 mile an hour limit as we approach the foot crossing. Got a green on the signal. Now we should be able to just slowly coast into Corfe Castle station. then bring the train to a stand into the platform. So we are going to stop the loco a little bit further out the platform so that our whole train, or a majority of our train, is still in there. There we go, put ourselves into neutral with our loco brake on. Right, now we just wait here for the down train to Swanage to arrive. And there we are. The Swanage train has arrived into Corfe. So shortly we should get the off for Norden. We've got the signal, so it shouldn't be too long. And there we are. Instruction complete. The line is clear ahead to proceed to Norden. Right, off we go then. Toot on the horn. Put ourselves into forward. Give ourselves a bit of power. And release the loco brake. And we should slowly start moving off, out of Corfe, towards Norden. So as mentioned earlier, this is the River Frome service, so it's Swanage to River Frome, which goes beyond Norden, up towards Wareham and Worgate Junction. But obviously, as the second valve Swanage Railway route only travels from Swanage down to Norden, in the scenario, obviously we only go as far as Norden. And then how I've sort of set it out is that another driver takes over this service to River Frome. Gets around the reasoning to why we don't travel as far as River Frome. I'm not sure whether Second Valve has plans to extend the TS route to Wareham and, well, River Frome and Wareham, but we'll have to see in the future. Okay, so we've now reached the 25 limit, so we can just sort of let the train do the work for us. Okay, so now we're on the approach to Norden. We can start slowing up for the 10 mile an hour limit into the station. And there we are. We have arrived into Norden. And that's it really, that's the end of part 1 of the Swanage Railway scenarios for the Class 24 D5054 Reskin Pack. So our next scenario will be the return trip from River Frome to Swanage using 33111. So once this scenario is ended, I will move us over to the next part of our journey on the Swanage Railway Diesel Gala. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed our trip from Swanage through to Norden with D5054. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so welcome to part 2 of D5054 visits the Swanage Railway. In this part of the scenario we're going to be driving 33111, which is a resident of the Swanage Railway, and the locomotive I actually drove on the Swanage Railway in March, funnily enough. If you haven't seen that video, I shall also link that in the description. So there's going to be lots of links in the description of this YouTube video, so do check them out. So as you can see here, we've got a briefing. A good afternoon, driver. We are operating the 1:30 service from River Frome. We have arrived at Norden Crossing a few minutes early, and we expected to depart at 13:48. Proceed into the platform and open up our doors by pressing T and prepare for departure. The guard shall signal us once it is time to leave. Excellent. Okay, so I think it's time to unpause our game and get straight to it. So we've got a red signal that we're going to tab to proceed at danger into Norden platform. Yeah, so the gates currently don't work on the crossing. This is obviously, you know, because realistically you're not really supposed to travel up this far on this route. So yeah, as you can hear, the Class 33 is using the discontinued Armstrong Powerhouse Class 33 Sound Pack Pro, which even to this day I still question AP's judgment and why they discontinued the sound packs. I think it was a horrendously stupid idea because they've got no replacements for them. I mean, it's all well and good, you know, discontinuing the sound packs if you have a replacement, of course. But the fact that we don't have any replacement for them is just a bit silly, because there is lots of people out there who would still buy these packs and still want these packs. here we are, we've arrived into Norden. So we've actually arrived early into Norden, and we're actually going to depart at 13:48. So the current in-game time is, oh god, 13:42. So we have got a little bit of a wait here at Norden. So I think while we wait here, I'm just going to go and grab myself a drink, and I'll be right back with you guys. So I'll see you in a bit. So while we're waiting, I thought, you know what? It's actually a perfect time to look around the reskin. So that's what we're going to do. So this is 33111 in its BR Blue livery. This is just a clean BR Blue. It's basically just a basic skin. It's just for, you know, extra stock purposes. We do have future plans regarding 33111, but that will be a little bit in the future. So we have got more plans to muck about with it. Obviously, one of the main features about this particular Class 33 is the lack of high-intensity headlight on the front, which is something that DTG didn't actually include in their base Class 33 pack, which is a little bit odd considering that this is the most common look for the 33 in the late 70s and in the 80s, throughout the 1980s in general, when operating push-pull services along the southern region. So yeah, it's good to have this particular variation of 33 now in-game in BR Blue. So the numbers are, well, technically quite inaccurate on these reskin. So basically this is reskin from the Network Southeast Class 33, so the numbers are correct on one side, but if you head over to the opposite side they are wrong because they should be in a different position. But we can't really help that because of, well, how the numbering works on the 33, so we've just got to make do with it. But the numbers are renumberable, so you can number it to any member of the class. And as you can see, it is the lovely BR Blue livery, which is basically just, it's pretty much just an altered version of the default BR Blue livery. There's really not much difference between this and the default BR Blue livery of the 33. Obviously, as I say, the main difference being the lack of headlight and, yeah, just being this particular variation of Crompton. And I think you can agree that it is brilliant to finally have this variation of 33 in game, because now this means that anyone making scenarios in the 1980s southern region, preferably, can actually recreate accurate workings with Cromptons on that particular line. So yeah, it's good for that. So yeah, pick up the D5054 pack. You won't be disappointed, you know, because you've got a nice extra reskin coming with it as well. So we are pretty much ready for departure. Our signal is saying danger, but obviously it's distant. I'm going to hazard a guess because there is the up train from Swanage. It's arriving into Corfe Castle, so we've got to proceed with caution. There we go, instruction complete. All aboard, right away to Corfe Castle. Excellent. Rightio, so let's give us a toot on the horn. Reverser into forward. Bit of a notch of power. Release our loco brake, and off we go. Yes, we haven't quite reached the 25 limit just yet. But as I say, we've got to be careful because there is a another service on the line, so... We don't want to speed up too much because we will soon have to stop. As you can see, our signal is at danger up ahead. Oh, not anymore, we've actually got the road. That's excellent. And there is the up train from Swanage. Well, the lights just turned on a minute. The driver obviously forgot to turn his lights on. There we are. We're now in Corfe Castle platform. With D5054 on the rear. So obviously trains have to operate top and tail to River Frome because there is no run round. So obviously, yeah, that's basically how it works really. So in a real life circumstance right now, the train in platform 1 of Corfe is actually terminates at Corfe. So what they did is they terminated the train into Corfe platform, and then the 50, which is in the sidings over there beside the DMU, would couple to the opposite end of the train and then take the train back to Swanage. So here we are, instruction complete. It has been reported that we are going to have to make an unscheduled stop at Hurston Holt for passengers wishing to board the train to Swanage. Make sure to stop at Hurston en route. So there we are, so we've got some request stops at Hurston. But once again, this is a semi-stop service, so we're going to be going through at Harmon's Cross. So off we go. Make some noise. My lords. It's a Diesel Gala. Got to give the enthusiasts a bit of thrash. They'll certainly get some up Corfe Common as we're heading towards now. especially when we hit that 25 mark. Yes, Hellfire. There we are. Full handle all the way up Corfe Common with a dead 24 in tow. So obviously usually it would be idling on the rear, but obviously with TS you have to kind of make it a dead loco on the back, otherwise it kind of spoils the scripting. One of the things I would say about the 33 sound pack, obviously I know it's discontinued now, so reviewing it would just be ridiculous because, well, it's no longer available, is it? One of the things I will say about it, and this goes for most AP packs, most AP products, in the means of diesel sounds, the in-cab sound effects are not really loud enough. Inside a cab of a diesel locomotive, it is so loud, like really, really loud. And a lot of the AP sound packs kind of failed to have that realistic in-cab environment, and it's the same for most diesel packs, including the EPs and obviously 37 and Class 50 packs. They've gotten better at it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot better than what it was, but it's still not quite there because honestly it is loud. There's vibrations, there's all sorts going on when the diesel cab. A bit like a steam engine. It's a very loud environment. So that's one thing I will say, and basically a bit of constructive criticism towards AP in the means of their sound editing. So we're now passing Woody Hyde campsite on the right, which is a really nice campsite. Anyone who is a train enthusiast, I do recommend camping there. You get lovely line side views, which is it's just a fantastic place to camp. Unfortunately, they've moved the distance signal though to further down now. It's no longer in that original spot near the foot crossing, which is a shame. So we're now on the approach to Harmon's Cross again. It's a 10 mile an hour limit through platform 2, when technically obviously it shouldn't be, but we're going to do 10 anyway. I suppose a lot of drivers in real life do 10 through there, or 10, 15, but it can go up to 25, so you can do 25 through there, depending on the circumstance. Obviously if you're a passenger train you would probably, I mean if you're stopping in the station you won't go 25 obviously, but as a through train on galas, you put on a bit of a performance. So we're now passing Swanage's other resident Class 33, D6515, Lieutenant Jenny Lewis, in Platform 1 at Harmon's Cross. That reskin needs an update, really, to be honest. It needs some 3D nameplates added and other bits and pieces, which I believe Will does have intention on doing. He will do it eventually, but he tends to get busy in life now because, well, he has like a girlfriend, he has something called work that some people don't understand about, and also has a little family, really. Yeah, so it's kind of, you know, getting time to do TS stuff for him is quite difficult these days. Right, so we've now reached the 25 limit. Well, in this game, obviously. Game, simulator, well, you know. But yeah, so basically, it was up to 25 through Harmon's Cross. We could have done, or probably should have done 25 through there, realistically. But obviously, the trouble is, obviously, if you do overspeed in areas, it marks you down in the means of rank and stuff in the scenario. Not that it matters, but yeah, it gives you speeding penalties anyway. So something that second valve has missed out on this route is there should actually be a whistle board. Basically around about here, heading towards the Swanage direction for the foot crossings. One thing I will say about the Class 33 in TS Classic is it drives absolutely nothing like the real thing. Literally nothing like it. The closest thing we do have in a simulator format that drives anything remotely like the real Class 33 is the TSW version. But yeah, but the RSC one, yeah, no, it drives nothing like the real thing. So, yeah, brakes and throttle are far too responsive, and just things in general are just not accurate with it. So yeah, one thing I will say about this scenario is do not forget to stop at Hurston Hull, otherwise you will fail the scenario. It is easy to forget. Where's the guards coach on this train? In the middle, so... There we go, guards coach is in the platform, which is what we need. So we'll just let our passengers aboard, and then it's a right away to Swanage. All passengers have boarded. It is time for our last leg down to Swanage, where we shall end our session. Right away. Let's let Swanage know that we're here, shall we? Oh, here we are with that tunnel sound again. Here we are. Approaching the terminus at Swanage, in the lovely seaside town. So for this we're going to head straight down to the end of the platform so we can get the entire train in the platform. Does look nice passing that 73 in here. Here we are. And that's us arrived into sunny Swanage. And there we are, guys. So that will end our video of the Swanage Railway scenarios for the Class 24 D5054 Phil Southern Reskin Pack, which is now available at BritishLocomotiveStudios.co.uk. If you're interested in getting the Class 24 pack and obviously all the scenarios that come with it, please check the links down below in the description of the video. And once again, thank you for joining me for another Train Simulator Classic video. And as you can see by the pop-up, fantastic, you have completed this scenario. Well done, driver. It's me. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. It's been Samuel Beamon of BLS. See you in another video. Goodbye for now.